Well, this is week 2 of He is the Story, our summer devotional series. And just like He revealed to the disciples on the road to Emmaus, every one of the stories that we're reading this summer from the Old Testament are fulfilled in Jesus. And so that's what we're here to see and invite to change us. And this week we're turning to Genesis 22, a familiar story of Abraham, his son, and a mountain. So let's jump right in. It's one of the hardest stories in the Bible to read. God speaks to Abraham and asks the unthinkable. Take your son, your only son, whom you love, Isaac, and go to the region of Moriah and sacrifice him there as a burnt offering. So Abraham gets up early. That detail alone should give us pause that whatever he's feeling, he sets out. In 3 days of walking, every step, there's a wait. And when they reach the mountain, Abraham lays the wood for the offering on the back of his son, Isaac. And Isaac carries it up the hill himself. And then Isaac asks the question that breaks your heart. The fire and the wood are here, but where is the lamb for the burnt offering? Abraham's answer is one of the most loaded sentences in all of Scripture. He says, God himself will provide the lamb. At the last possible second, as the knife is raised, the angel of the Lord stops him, and there, caught in the thicket, is a ram, a substitute, something to die in Isaac's place. And Abraham names the mountain, the Lord will provide. When we read that, we breathe a sigh of relief that the son is spared and God provides. But this was never the whole story. Listen to how Luke tells the story of Jesus, and you'll hear Genesis 22 echoing everywhere. When the Father speaks over Jesus at his baptism, he uses almost the exact words that God spoke to Abraham about Isaac. You are my son, whom I love, the one and only beloved son. And then watch where Luke sends him. Halfway through the gospel, Luke writes that Jesus resolutely set out for Jerusalem. Jerusalem built on the very ridge of Moriah, and he set his face towards that mountain of sacrifice. But this time there would be no ram in the thicket, no voice from heaven to stop the knife, because this time the son was the lamb. What God spared Abraham from doing, God himself did. He who did not spare his own son, but gave him up for us all. Abraham was given his son back, but God gave himself for us. He gave his son for us. God himself will provide the lamb. And Abraham spoke more truth than he knew. So the question I want to leave you with this week is, there was no substitute for Jesus, because Jesus is the substitute for you. So what would change if you truly believed that the price has been already paid in full for you? Sit with that, and we'll be back next week.